Hello, people. Well, 2015 has been quite the year in music. We've lost a lot of people. We just lost another great. And it just naturally has been my reaction to get on and say a few words. I've made, we lost some people this year. We lost David Allen of Gong, Mobius from Cluster, Chris Squire of Yes. I forget, there's been so many. And then BB King and stuff. And then we just lost Lemmy. Had a feeling, even before, I didn't know that he apparently he was just diagnosed with cancer day after Christmas. But I saw some pictures of Lemmy from earlier in the year, and he did not look good. And it passed in my thoughts, that Lemmy won't be here much longer. And sure enough, he passed away. I don't have any Motorhead records. I had the pleasure of seeing Lemmy live twice. Once with Hawkwind, and Hawkwind is a band that I've talked about that I rate highly. I saw this tour, Space Ritual, 1974. It was a great show and a highlight of my concert going, because I believe it was 1974. The opening band was Rush. And Rush was good, but I went to see Hawkwind, and Hawkwind was a spectacle. It was an experience. And the band was so obviously high on psychedelics. And I already knew who Lemmy was, and so was transfixed with Lemmy. Dave Brock, Stasia, the whole band, they were all characters. You knew who they were. You know who their names were already. And Lemmy was quite the presence. He was just, his eyes were just rolling in his head, most of the night. And it was kind of fun when you watch the band kind of forget that they're playing a show, and they'd be turning around. They'd turn around and they'd be looking at their own lights and projections behind them while they're playing, because they're so stoned. That was a great, great memory. And Lemmy really stood out. I know Lemmy is on this Hawkwind album, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, La, Ti, Do. And In Search of Space, like I said, I know he's on here because I saw this tour. He was in the band. I have to say that in a slight way, Lemmy was a bit of an influence on my bass playing, in that he played overdrive, the overdrive sound. And when I use my own amp, a lot of times when RAF, the punk band I play in, a lot of times when we play through, we're on shows, and so we'll use the backline. But when I use my amp, a lot of times I use a fairly overdriven sound. I've been compared to Lemmy by audience members when it comes to the sound, which I take as a great compliment. Lemmy was so big that even the local Square AM talk radio station had to mention him. I mean, those guys are Square. They don't know shit about music. When they talk about music, it's embarrassing. But even they knew about Lemmy. But see, because Lemmy goes back to the '60s. He actually was a roadie for Jimi Hendrix. He was in an early band called Sam Gopal. The records are collectible now. I don't have them. I have the download I can listen to, but I don't have the records. So rest in peace, Lemmy, another great large figure in the world of music and rock. Glad that I got to see him. I wish I could have met him. I saw Motorhead too. I don't know how many years ago it was. Got to see Motorhead. It was great. A lot of response on my last video, which is not surprising because hip-hop really is the music of the people. And I'm not unfamiliar. Some people who maybe don't know me, you can tell by the comments that they might think that this is something new to me. Hip-hop's not new to me. And, people mention people like Cannibal Ox and stuff, and I sold those, I didn't really care for that much. But one that I did keep, mainly for the sounds, not the rapping, is Subtle, from that crew of people. So I kept this, and I still can't quite understand what they're saying, but that's not why I like this. I like the sounds that they use, Subtle. someone, I listened to all the people that, I got a lot of recommendations, of course. People love to recommend. And the ones I hadn't listened to, I listened to. And, Busman was cool. There was another one on Bandcamp that someone highly recommended. Don't remember the name because I liked the sounds. It was very noisy, very noise-based soundscapes. When he started rapping, it was like I lost interest, I've said it in many videos. It may seem like I'm contradicting myself, and maybe I am. It doesn't matter. It's me. It's how I feel. But I'm mostly not interested in words when I listen to music. It's the sounds and the music I'm listening to. So interestingly, some of the rappers who say nothing but are very popular, part of what I can listen to is their flow. I kind of wish that some of I forget who it was, but there was a couple where it was like, well, this is interesting talk, but I wish he could rap better. I'm listening to the rhythmic flow. That's what gets me about people like Lil Wayne and, the good ones. Drake. I forgot to mention Drake. Drake has a great flow. They are really good with words as far as the rhythm. And then I wanted to I don't have a lot, but I do have hip-hop, but I still have this one, Liquid Swords by Genius. Wu-Tang. I have other stuff on CD and stuff throughout the house, but I listen to it so little. Rap is not new to me. I grew up with it, I get an attitude, because I try to be knowledgeable about music. It is of interest to me, and I try to stay up on things, even at my age, so I do know a little bit about most. No, I do. I try to know. So thank you for the recommendations. I checked them out. We'll keep it short though. This one is for Lemmy. Rest in peace, Lemmy.